this is Lisa from Punk Creation and welcome back. So today I'm having a little bit of a play with my Vagabond rice papers and mixed media stuff, and I thought I'd just pop the camera on and bring you along for the ride. I have done a little bit of prep work because you don't need to see me paint a canvas, and you don't need to see me cut some papers and stuff out, but I will run through quickly what I have and how I'm going to kind of organise my canvas, my mixed media canvas. So start with the canvas itself. It's just a finished canvas. Let's have a look. Oops, sorry. Make you feel seated. Right. So it is just over 1 centimetre deep and it's nearly 30 centimetres wide. About 40 centimetres high. Okay, I got this one in the range and I think it was about £1.99, so quite reasonable. Obviously the Vagabond rice paper, which is just beautiful. It's so lovely. I bought this one and I bought the Lady Vagabond one as well. I wish I'd bought more, but I never really know how to use them, so I didn't want to go too mad. And then just bring in my collection of stuff. So I've got a key here that I got out of my stash, some corrugated cardboard and some numbers. And then I've got some wooden elements here. Now these are from a Powertex kit that I had. I'll just put them up there. But these here come from the chipboard set in the Vagabond set, and I'll just show you what it looks like. So it comes in a sheet like this, okay, and you just pop it out and then pop out all the negatives, and then you're left with this. Okay, now all I have done there is painted it with a bit of the bluish grey Powertex and then gone over it with black gesso. Okay, because I like the properties of the Powertex, but I didn't have any black. Now the Powertex just makes it go a little bit harder, and then I stippled it with a stencil brush just to give you that look. But I'm going to colour those up and I want to show you how I do that. The Tim Holtz Alterations washer border, I've used that and I've cut that out. And then I use the Tim Holtz dies, the cog dies. I absolutely love these. But what I tend to do is when I do any die cutting, I tend to do just die cut en masse because I hate die cutting, I'm not going to lie, and I have to just do it all and just do loads at any one time. I've got some chain here as well, and this is another bit of from the Vagabond collection. It comes in a square. Let me just grab it with this second. Okay. So this is how it comes. Okay. I've popped out this one here. I was going to use Discover, and then I discovered that I didn't want to use Discover, so I popped it back. But that's how they come. Okay. And then I've just coloured mine up. Show you how to do that in a sec. This is part of the Tim Holtz die, and then I've got some springs and some bits there. So we're going to pop all this on here. As I said, I will show you how I coloured all my bits in because I have got some other bits to colour, but I need to get the stenciling done as soon as I can, just so I can get it to dry. Okay, so So the stencils I have got are a brick wall design, which look quite cool down here. Right, now what I'm using is a mixture of the Powertex structure paste, okay, but I wanted it coloured in already, so I've just mixed it with a little bit of black gesso in just a little bowl. Okay, so I'm just going to pop that onto my palette knife. Yes, I am. Right, okay, let's just move me up a little bit here so that you can see. And then I'm going to, that's far too much, Lisa. Okay. And I think I'm going to come in from the side. Wonderful. Okay. Now I'm absolutely fine with a bit of texture there, and the fact that it hasn't, that's absolutely fine for me. Absolutely fine. Right, so we just put that to one side. And now I have got this one here. It says on here that's crafty for this one here. So very random, okay. I don't want it too uniform. Fabulous. Okay. I think I want to do some in this corner here too, but quite thick. And normally I'd use texture paste straight out the tub, and I wouldn't bother mixing it with gesso, but I needed it really black, I needed it dark. I didn't want to have to colour it in afterwards, because then I might get paint then on Sir Vagabond himself, and I didn't want to run that risk. So I am just going to get that dried off with a heat dryer, and I shall be right back. So the structure paste is dry. Okay, now I have just put some paint on there. I thought I was recording, but evidently I wasn't. So I'm just going to show you how I do that. Now I use this gilding polish, and I put a little bit on a soft brush, and then take the excess off just on a piece of baking parchment. And then I literally just go over the texture paste just to enhance that. You see that? There we go. Okay. Just getting the edges of the canvas also. Okay. Right, now what I'm going to do is just run it over with my finger just to make sure that it is dry, because I'm going to be putting on a layer of clear PVA glue to stick my rice paper down. Now, if the gesso is not dry and this paint here is not dry, what I'll end up with is just almost like a painty gluey mess coming through, and it will soak through this. It'll soak through this rice paper, and I don't want that to happen. Okay, so that's going to go there. I want to cover this bit here. Okay. Now what I've got is this tape. It's very weird, it's very strange. I have absolutely no idea where I got it. But it's like a texture tape. I think it's something that you would find, you know, like a builder would use. Or a plasterer, maybe. Okay. It's got a weird film on there. So I'm going to pop that down first. Didn't know I was going to do this, but I had it out. I forgot I had it actually, to be honest, and I just found it in my Powertex workshop kit. Because the kit obviously locked down last year. Haven't really gone into it since then, because we haven't been able to do any workshops or anything. Just take the backing off, they say. It's very easy, they say. There we go. Now, obviously, it does need gluing down, and I shall do that now. Okay, so as I said, it's literally just clear PVA glue that I'm going to be using. And I need another soft brush. Try not to smack the camera as I go past. Okay, I'm going to just pop actually just a little bit over this first. Just to stick this down. Actually, come to think of it, this is going to need a layer of black gesso as well, isn't it? Right. Okay, that's nice and stuck. Right, back up then. Let's pop some black gesso on there. In my wisdom, I forgot that I actually wanted these bricks down the bottom. So I've turned it around, I've got it the right way around now, and I'm just putting some black gesso on this tape here. Okay. And then I will dry it with a hairdryer, and I will then go over it with a bit of my gold gilding polish. Now, of course, I will stick all of the supplies that I use in the description box below so that you can order the stuff if you want to. Now, I just use stuff that I like to use, and I don't use any particular brand. This one, for example, is a Winsor & Newton black gesso. I've had it for ages. It goes a long way, and it's really, really good. Really, really good. It's about $15.99, but it lasts forever. So I'm just going to dry that, and I shall be right back. So the black gesso on that piece of texture there is dry. Now I'm just going to go over it with some of this gilding polish. Sorry if this video seems a bit sort of slap dash. I tend to kind of organise what I'm going to be doing, but then if I see something and I think actually I prefer that, then I kind of change tack a little bit, so forgive me for that. So that's on there. Just make sure that it's pretty much dry. Okay, let's deal with Sir. So we've got some really nice stuff going on in the background, and he's going to go there. Okay, so I'm using the clear PVA glue, and I'm just going to pop that down on there. Just making sure it doesn't pull anything off. Okay, then we're going to place him down. I'm just eyeballing the same distance from the top to the bottom. I'm not really bothered about, sorry, the two sides. I'm not really bothered about the top to the bottom. And then I am using an old reading card from my son. I wasn't quick enough, so I'm going to have to literally just peel him up and just hope and pray that he doesn't rip. Okay. I've waited so long to use this. If I ripped it, whew, I'd have stern words with myself. Right, I'm going to go over it with my damp paintbrush. Okay, so now, one of the last rice paper projects I did, I used gel medium. Now, I don't know if it's because my gel medium is old or whether it's because I didn't use enough or I didn't use it right, but it didn't work. And then I did another rice paper project using this clear PVA and it worked so much better. Now I'm going to go and dry him. So I've popped the rice paper onto my canvas and it's still very wet. I've tried drying it with the hairdryer and I wasn't too happy with the way it was drying, so I just want to leave it for a bit. However, whilst that is drying, I thought I would show you the other bits and pieces that I'm going to be putting on my canvas and how I colour it up. Now, I thought I would, over that image of Sir Vagabond on the canvas, I wanted to put some chain around here. So I've fussy cut out his image from a piece of the paper, from the paper pad, sorry. And I'm thinking now whether to attach some chain onto the paper here, like that. Okay, however, I wanted to know if I had one of those in the die cuts, so I thought I would show you the die cuts. Now these are from the collection, and I must say the collection I think is about £4.99, £5.99 for this part of the collection, sorry, the die cuts. Very, very good value for money. Obviously they're extremely thick, the quality is amazing, and they're just lovely pieces to work with. I found the die cuts when I did my Alice in Wonderland journal from Stamperia, and I just fell in love with them. So I was just seeing if I had that one, but that might be quite cool. It's a bit different, but... Or I could just put a coil, a cog there, couldn't I? I wanted it to be in scale, you see, so that's why or I could just cut that out, couldn't I? That might be... But aren't they beautiful? Now these are lovely for journals and for cards and things like that. So you couldn't use that, you see, with the big piece because the scale's just not right. So I'm not going to, there we go. So I didn't find what I wanted. So I'll think about that. Right, I'm going to show you how I do these. It's very, very simple. Make some space. Again, a bit of greaseproof paper. Okay. So I've got my bits here. Got my numbers, got my lettering. I won't use all this on the canvas today, but I'm going to colour it all up because I might as well whilst I'm here. Now I've done that piece. There we go. And I've done some of the coils as well, some of the cogs as well. So what I do, I think I'm going to use the letter, the numbers. I love random numbers on my projects. Let's just move that tray out the way. Okay, so 2 stenciling brushes, one for the copper and one for the gold. Okay, excuse my hands, I'm absolutely filthy. Again, this is the Cosmic Shimmer Metallic Gilding Polish. Okay, and this one says Rich Red, but it comes out more of a, yeah, that kind of coppery. Take some on my stenciling brush, excess off on my greaseproof paper, and I literally, now this is very thin paper, okay, that I cut this out of. So I just hold it quite tight, but not too tight, and very gentle movements, just round in circles, like that, okay. Now what I will probably do with this is just paint over it with clear Powertex, which is the transparent Powertex, and that will just make it nice and firm. Okay. So just nice gentle movements. Don't, as you see, I've only loaded my brush once. Oops. And I've missed a few bits, or I haven't gone over it too hard because I think I'm in with my gold. Just pick up the bits that you want to. I don't like to make it look too stripy. I don't like that look. And some of it you might want to leave more black. And that's why I printed it on, not printed it, sorry, cut it out on black paper so that you've got that coming through. There we go. So pretty, isn't it? And actually, when I was doing this cut in my, oh, I can't think what it's called, but when I was cutting it out, it moved, and actually that's why you've got the not perfect bits in the middle, but I actually prefer that. That's quite cute. So right, so there's that one. Still got a bit of gold on my brush, so I'm just gonna do a few patches here and there with the gold. There we go, there's that one. And the reason I chose these colours is because they pick out the colour in Sir Vagabond's top in his shirt. So that's why I did that. I did exactly the same with this one, but because this one was painted with the grey Powertex, it's sort of come out more of a distressed metal. Okay, I didn't use the copper on that one, just the gold. Okay, this one here, I've just used the copper look, and then just going over with a tiny bit of gold. I don't want it to be stripy. Okay, so I'm just going to do this one because I think I want them like that on my sheet. So I need to do the underside of this one. Still got some excess on my baking parchment here. It's going to look slightly different because it's the reverse side, if you get what I mean. It's the underside of the die cut. I have just dipped my gold brush into my bronze. Why didn't you shout down the... Why didn't you shout down the camera? Okay, I don't want them to look the same at all. I want them to look more random than that. Okay, now onto the big one. Okay, so again, this is the wooden piece from the Vagabond collection, and I've just painted it with some grey Powertex and some black gesso, just to make it a bit harder. Okay, once Powertex dries, obviously it goes a bit harder, and then I didn't want it too grey, so I painted it black. Or, as I said, I mixed a bit of the black gesso in with the grey Powertex. If I had black Powertex, I probably would have used just that, but I didn't have any. Quite like the distressed look, so I'm just going to go over a little bit of the copper, bronze, copper, red, whatever colour it is, just to, okay, can you see that, the way it catches the light? Beautiful. So that's that one. I'll just do this one more, and then I'll do the others off camera. You don't need to see me do all these. There we go. Once that's dry, that will look lovely. It'll look like metal. Okay, I'm going to do these, and I shall be right back. So in the last section, I cut out, fussy cut my Vagabond, Sir Vagabond from the paper set. And what I've done is I've just put on the back some foam tape because I want to raise him from the canvas. Now he doesn't raise enough and I've run out of foam tape. So I'm going to use these MDF hearts. I don't use them for anything else, so I thought these would be perfect. So I'm just going to take the backing off of this tape, just on these two sections here. I don't really use foam tape much, so it's quite old. And then I'm just going to place that on that, stick that down, and then this one's going to go there. I've got a third, but I'm not sure whether I can fit that in the middle. That might work. Right, let's do the top one and let's see if I can. What I don't want is to pop it down and then you be able to see it from the back. This tape's quite old, hence I can't get the back off it. God, it's worse than watching paint dry, isn't it, watching me do this? Okay. Get that one as close to the top as I can get it. Right, if that one went there, could I see it from the back? Maybe not. So let's just take the back off this piece here as best as I can. It's not going to come off great, is it? Let's face it. I've had this tape about 6 years. What if I turn it? Haha, if I turn it you can't see it. Marvellous. And what that does then, that just gives it the same height all the way along. Okay, right, marvellous. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to grab a brush with some of the black gesso on, just to paint these. You're not going to see these, but I want to just make sure really that it's painted in on the sides. Once that's painted, you see, I can then put a bit of gold or a bit of the coppery paint on there if I want to. Okay, whilst that's drying, I want to show you how I'm going to build my clock. So, as I showed you, this comes in one of the pieces of kit. Okay, one of the cardboard sets. Now the hands I got from Powertex. Okay, now on the clock that's around his hat, the time is something like that. It's something like almost 10 to, what's that? Yeah, 11. Right, almost, I think, on his clock, on his hat. So I was going to do that. And how I wanted to do it was just adhere it with a tiny little screw. Okay, so sleeves go up. I'm going to use for this the transparent Powertex. Okay, just going to dip my screw into that. I'm going to go through the smaller hand, and then we're going to go through the bigger hand, and then on here it's just going to have to go through a bit of that cog there. Okay, actually I think I want it to go through a smaller hole than that. Maybe down there. Okay, so that is how I'm going to adhere that. And as you can see, it's not very secure right now, but what will happen is that that clear Powertex will stick that together. I just need a small brush. It's all dripping off down the side here, which isn't ideal. And then I'm just going to put some clear Powertex around there just to hold all that in place. Remember, Powertex is not just a fabric hardener, it's also a glue. The time doesn't have to be spot on, it's just what I saw on his hat, so I thought I would replicate that. Okay, so that can go there. And then on the bottom here, I thought just the spiral that I had, that I've put somewhere. Where have I put that? Right in front of me. That will go there. Okay, just to lift it. So let's get him onto the canvas now. It's still not dry, but we need to get this thing built, so let's move all those little bits out of the way. Okay, so for this I'm going to use some of the clear Powertex. Okay, just on each of the hearts there. Just paint it on quite liberally. You could use gel medium for this. But as I mentioned earlier, my gel medium's not great. This clear Powertex is wonderful. As I said, not only does it harden your fabric if you want to do like a mixed media project using fabric, but you also use it as a mixed media glue, and you can use it with in any of your crafts. It's just amazing stuff. Okay, so let's turn this over, pop this on there. Just pressing down on it from the other side. Now this would normally dry, but I'm down in my garage. It's so cold down here and so damp that things just take forever. But I really like that. I like it how it's been given just that 3D element. So, do I now put the clock? Oh no, I didn't want to use that one. I wanted to use this one, didn't I? So I wasn't going to use it all. So I'll just take my scissors. Just cut off what I don't want to use. Gosh, it just looks so nice. This paper just looks amazing. Very, very, very good dye. Excellent way of creating something so pretty. I think actually I'm going to put it there. So now you're coming along for the building process because things changed. I wasn't going to use this and now I am. So I have to now think outside the box and how I'm going to do this. So the clock was going to go in that corner. That was just going to go there, and you're not going to be able to see it because this then goes on top. Do you know, that looks so nice. Yes, 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 yes. So I'm going to do that. Right, marvellous. So what I'm going to do is just pop this in a tray, just so that I'm not... Okay. And then I'm going to just paint it on the back. You can use any glue for this. But Powertex Transparent is my glue of choice because it gets into those paper fibres and it makes it go really hard. So that's why I like it. Okay. So I'm going to pop that down. Like that. Stick into my hands. Once that's dry, we can then have a look to see whether we need to go over it again with my gilding polish. Okay, I like the colours there. Okay, so now we are going to stick the clock down. Okay. It dries transparent, so that's fine. Take the excess off there. just really conscious about getting, oh no, this is the next piece, isn't it? Because this piece of the clock needs something to adhere to, so we're just going to stick that down there, and then put some more Paratex just on the top there. Just for that to stick there. I think I've just took the whole of that shot out of, whole of that piece, bit out of shot. So we've got Sir Vagabond going over the clock there, and then very slightly under the clock there. So just put a little bit of Paratex just on that bit, just to help that stick. I think I'm going to, again, just put some Paratex under there, just to help that stick. That does say that, doesn't it? So I'm not actually sure that's a, so it's just past the 1, between the 1, and then this one's just for the 12. I don't think that's going to stay up, so what I'm going to do is just put some Paratex there just to hold it in place. It's not going to stay up, so I think the best way to do it is just to, if it's going to go down, just stick it down. There we go. Just like that. It doesn't matter, does it? In the grand scheme of things, it really doesn't matter. Right. Corrugated cardboard, just on there. Now I've got these pieces here I wanted to use, so I'm thinking they will go there. That's quite cute, that side, isn't it? And I've got the word love. Now that could go just on his shirt there. Let's move all these bits out of the way. Looks quite good there. I found these from an old necklace. I didn't know if they would look really silly as his moustache, or whether they'd look quite cute. I don't know. The jewellery's out. The jewellery is out. Right now, I'm not sure whether I like the underneath of that. I'm also not sure whether it needs to go further up there, maybe. Could go like that, couldn't it? And then we just have a cascade of cogs and things coming down. And I've got metal ones, and I've got the ones that I've done from the Tim Holt set. Just got some cute springs there. tuck that underneath. Mixing these metal ones with the cardboard ones is really great, because you get the different colours and the different textures. And I've even got a wooden one here as well, which is really good. That could go there. Too much on this side, isn't there? So maybe this needs to go here. Sorry, you've caught me having a play. Okay, that needs to go there. Okay. Right, I'm going to get all this stuck on, and I shall be right back. So, I think when I left you yesterday, I was going to stick all of my cogs and stuff on. So, I'm just going to run through with you what I've done. I used the clear Powtex, the transparent Powtex, to adhere all of the cardboard cogs and the metal cogs. I found 2 corner pieces from some Powtex kits that I've got, and I thought they looked really good at the top, so I stuck them on using clear Powtex, painted them black with the black gesso, and then went over them with the gold polish. Springs on there, and then everything just got adhered with the transparent Powtex. Okay, and then I used 2 pieces from a necklace for his moustache there, and then if you can see his eyes, I'll bring him closer. I've used some glossy accents for the eyes, and also for the little holes in the gears there. I haven't done them all, but I've done a few. And then on his hat here, I used some chain and then a piece from a necklace there. Okay, now the glossy accents I used, actually, I just want to show you what I used. It's actually the clear gloss, Anita's clear gloss there. It's a really good fine nib. Okay, so you would literally just squeeze it in and then just leave it. Don't touch it, just leave it. So that's it. That's my Sir Vagabond canvas. I hope you enjoyed this process video, and thank you so much for joining me, and I shall see you very soon. Take care. Bye.